There is so many people who don't realize that an empath is a very composed person. They're very loving, kind, authentic, and they always try to do the right thing. Okay? Reach out to everybody, help everyone. So, but people don't know that there always come a time when that empath will stand up for themselves. And the moment you stand up for yourself as an empath, that is when you discover that people cannot handle you. They're not used to you in that way. They're not used to you when you have decided to take back your power. They're not used to you speaking up for yourself. They're not used to you walking away from them. They're not used to you taking back your power from them. For an empath is a very difficult experience growing up in a dysfunctional family system because you have to put up with the crap. So you have these evil parents. The only thing they know is evil. That is all they know. That's all they do. And you being a quiet person, you can see these things happening. You can see the way they beat up your mothers, the fathers. You can see the way the abuse is going on in the house. Can you believe that even sometimes you have been discriminated in the whole unit? So it is difficult to grow up in a dysfunctional family unit, okay? Because sometimes you're dealing with drunk parents. And they're coming home, you see the way they shout and they yell at your mothers. And you're just in the corner watching everything. And it's like there's nothing you can do. So you're still young that time, and you don't have any power or authority in the house. So you're just supposed to accept things the way they are, and see things as they are and leave them as they are. Those scenarios also keep on happening in every setting. You're in this job, and then now you've got this evil boss. The only thing they know is evil. They're running this corporation, and you can see all the evil that they're doing at the workplace, the way they are using you, the way they are giving you the extra load at work, the way they are turning everybody against you, the way they don't want to pay you sometimes, the way they don't want to pay you what you deserve. Because they feel like you're not, you're not, what do they call you? What's the word? You're not worthy of receiving payment, regardless of the work you've put into the job. You're seeing the hatred in the work. You're seeing the jealousy. You're seeing all these things happening around you. You're not participating. You're just watching things from a distance. You're seeing the unfair dismissal of people, even you inclusive, unfair dismissal from work. Nothing you did. You just try to do your best. All you wanted to do is, go do your job and, get back home in good shape, in good health, take care of your family and your personal needs. And then it feels like there is nothing you're doing is enough. It's like, it feels as if you're trying to fit into societies and situations that you shouldn't really fit in because they're not for you. It's not for you. It is just you squeezing yourself in these situations, but they're not for you. And then you have these, partners, relationships, especially empaths suffer too much, a lot in relationships. You have these dates, you have these people you're dating, you have these wives, husbands, and you're realizing that they have no empathy. So there is stuff that they're doing, and you're questioning their empathy. How do you do something like that and you don't even feel anything about it? How do you say something like this and you don't have any remorse? So it's like you're questioning everything. And for you, nothing makes sense. It is like you've got this big puzzle, trying to fit everything, try to figure out, because that's what empaths do. Normally they try to fit the puzzle. Does this fit here? Why is this one doing this? So it's like you have a very big board and you're trying to, fit the puzzle to see which one fits where, and it feels like you cannot figure it out. And for a black sheep, it's even worse, because the more you try to fit, to squeeze, to figure out the puzzle, is the more complicated it gets. Because the more people figure out that you're trying to figure them out, is the more they hide their behaviors from you. So you'll never be able to know what they're doing. Have you seen these narcissists most of the times when you are catching up on their games? And there is something they have done or said, and you have stood up and questioned their behavior, their actions. And then they're running away from accountability, so they're gaslighting you. Instead of answering, whatever it is, giving the answer that you need, they're gaslighting you, and now they're trying to make it look like you're crazy or you're insane, or there is something you're asking or talking about, it doesn't make sense. And now you're questioning yourself. It's like you're questioning your sanity. Some of the things they have done, you have talked about these things, and now they are blaming you. They're shifting. It has been their fault. Let's say, for example, you caught them cheating, and you have stood up against that cheating, and you've told them that this is what you've been doing. You caught up on them. There's evidence. You've caught up on them. And then, they see that the evidence is too clear in front of their face. And now what they are doing, they are telling you things like, you're the one that caused them to cheat because you didn't give them attention, or you did this, or you did that. Now everything is all of a sudden turning, against you. So they are still running away from accountability. Yes, they have been cheating, but now they are saying that they have been cheating because of you, because of something you did or something that you said. But they're not also questioning the reason as to why you did that particular thing or you said that particular thing, because it could have been the part of abuse that could have made you switch up in your energy and move a certain way. And because they was hungry for supply, they ran out, left you in the house, and went out there to cheat with somebody else who could give them easy supply, because those people, they're used to easy supply. The guys at work, bosses and whatever, they are not interested in anybody who will ask the questions. They don't want anybody who is asking questions. So the moment they figure out that you're the one who is coming around to ask them questions, and that they're toxic people, so you're going to become a threat in the company. And they're going to be like, we don't like this person going around and asking this and asking that, trying to check things out, and so they don't be figured out. So in most of the cases, because you become a problem in those corporations, is the reason as to why they decide and choose to release you and let you go, because they cannot handle criticism. Now, all these things keep on going on and on in every setting, like I've said. And then one day, something happened, and you've been triggered to wake up. Now, when you wake up and snap, let's say it has been in a job place. Some people have snapped in their workplace. Their awakening has actually been triggered in their workplace. There is some events that have happened, and they have been triggered to awaken, because there is things now they can clearly see and understand, and nobody can convince them otherwise, because they do know what they have seen. So you're a person that starts to counter the BS. For the very first time, you're standing up against your boss in their face. You're not worried about what is going to happen, whether they want to fire you or not. You're ready for the consequences, because anyway, they're still toxic people. And the more you force them to look at themselves in the mirror, is the more you become a threat. And they cannot handle to look at themselves and take accountability for those things that they have always been doing. So you stand up against the BS. You bounce it back to them, you reflect it back to them, and you make them feel what it is, what it feels like to be on the receiving end of abuse. And that is what makes it very, very painful for those people. For the very first time, they are feeling the pain of being on the receiving end of abuse. They have been used to lashing it out to different people, but they haven't been used to receiving it. But this time you're forcing them to receive it. Parents, the same thing. You're like, okay, enough is enough. You've heard all the BS. You've been a part of that BS. You've seen it all, and now you're fighting back. You're like, okay, now you cannot participate in that BS, and you're getting out of the unit. And for the very first time, the person who was once a scapegoat is now a person who is waking up and they are like packing their bags. They are ready to leave that unit. They have had enough of enough BS in the family. They cannot take it anymore. They are packing their bags and they are getting out of the unit. Now, these people are realizing that you have awakened. Because you see, one of the ways a person figures out that you have awakened is when, for the very first time in so many years, they are seeing you stand up for yourself. You could have been swallowed and taken all the BS for quite a good number of years. But for the very first time, you are saying no, you are refusing to participate in that BS, you're walking away. Any button they will push, it will not work. Toxic people are very used to pushing your buttons. They know which button. When it's feeling like this, we push the red one. When they are in this state, we push the green one. So they know which buttons they need to push at what time. Now, me personally, having left a narcissist in those years, a couple of years ago, the narcissist realized that all the buttons they was pushing, it wasn't working. And you should see the narcissist, the look on the narcissist face. The moment they try to push your buttons and nothing is working, they're like, oh, what's wrong with this person? When I used to do this, they would react. When I used to do that, they would react. But for the very first time, you're like not reacting. You're just bouncing all the things, all this BS back in their faces. And they are feeling for the very first time what it really feels to be on the receiving end of abuse. So that is when a narcissist will come to that awakening, you know. So is what I've told you guys in my video. There's a video I've done before, and I've told you an empath has the ability to awaken a narcissist. There might be things that they have always been doing that was pretty much easy for them. That's the only lifestyle they knew. It's the only way they knew how to move. But for the very first time, they are seeing somebody who is standing up against them and they're bouncing that BS towards them. So that's when a narcissist gets triggered to awaken, okay? Those things have happened so many times in my journey. A lot of narcissists I've seen and I've encountered over the years. For the very first time when I woke up, they noticed that this was not the days we knew way back in time. Because I was able to see and understand and bounce all that energy back to those people. Whether they saw it secretly or whether it was in their face, I was able to do that. Because there comes a time when you feel like enough is enough. And you feel like you cannot take it anymore. It's like now it's time for you to stand up. You've been pushed too far and you feel like you cannot handle this anymore. And now the only thing you have to do is to fight for yourself and defend yourself. And you're going to fight back with everything that you have. It becomes a real problem for those people because now they are realizing this person has awakened. So what are they going to do? And for them, it is very scary to lose control of their victims. You see, when a narcissist cannot control you, they don't know what to do with you. They are just there moving in circles. It's like they're glitching, you know. There's things they are trying, they're not working. I remember when the ex-narcissist in those early moments, they tried to glitch, you know. I saw a narcissist changing three different types of clothes in the span of about an hour. Let me dress like this. Maybe I'm going to impress them. Then they went back, they dressed like that, they dressed like this, and nothing was working. So I could see, you see, that's why they say that when you wake up for the very first time, you're going to see these demons running all over the place. So there's things that they're going to start doing, and for the very first time, you're able to understand what you have been dealing with this entire time, and it's unbelievable. Those people that treated you bad, they are about to get the biggest surprise the biggest shock of their lives. The very moment they figure out that you have awakened, because now they're realizing it's game over. It's really game over for them. There's nothing they can do. They have lost all their power. They have lost the victim, because they always need victims around them. People who are like in victim mode. They always need those kind of people so that they can feed off of their energy and supply. But when you wake up, you're no longer the victim. You are the winner. You are the warrior. And you're no longer in that victim mode. So they are now being forced to become the victims. Is why sometimes you hear them going around and spoiling your name, trying to play victim. They are the ones who did this and they are the ones who did that. Now they are saying all the things that they did, that you are the one who did all those things, because they are now in victim mode. But believe me, your transformation begins the moment you wake up chosen ones. You will know who the enemy is. You will know what to do. You will know how to fight back. You will know how to defend yourself. Because you're no longer that little ball everybody used to kick around and play around with. You have taken all your power back from these energy vampires, and you are yet to move ahead and become your greatest version. But best believe, those people will wish you never woke up. So let us know what you think about this video in the comment section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.